Hey, welcome to the second episode in the communication style series. The first episode was an intro to communication, and it also went into the passive communication style. This episode is going to be focused on our second communication style, which is the aggressive communication style. So I'm going to go into what that looks like and also kind of do a little bit of a comparison to the passive communication style. So, something that we uncovered in the last episode was that it's an ineffective way of communication if you're a passive communicator because all your needs are suppressed and essentially you're putting everybody else's rights and everybody's needs above yours. Now, in this case, on the aggressive side, we are on the opposite side of the spectrum. And this is when the person feels that their needs and their rights and their desires matter above everyone else's. And so in their communication, the goal is to win, even if it's going to be at someone else's expense. Sometimes the intention of the person who's using this style is to criticize or to blame or to humiliate or to control their partner. All right, so I'm going to paint a picture of what an aggressive communication style could look like. It has to do with the actual words that you're saying. It could be also how you're saying the words, and also it could be the gestures that you're making as you're saying certain things. So one example that I can give in terms of the actual content of what you're saying, it could be you cussing, right? Like you're in a fight with someone, with your partner, and you're cussing, you're throwing the F word, the B word, the A word, the S word, you're just cussing. It's just colorful language left, right, and center. That is very aggressive, especially if it's in a case where you're having a fight or like some sort of confrontation with somebody. Another thing could be the type of language or vocab you choose to use. Like if you're calling someone out of their name, but you're not necessarily cussing, like that's a very aggressive way of speaking. Or if you're saying harsh things to someone, or if you're saying threatening things to someone, that is aggressive. Aggression can also come through the tone of voice. If you're having a discussion or an argument with someone and you're raising your voice way above this person, you're screaming, you're shouting, you are using a harsh tone, that would be aggressive communication. Constantly interrupting your partner while they're trying to get their side of the story out or trying to explain something to you is also being aggressive because you're not letting the other person fully express their thoughts before you express yours. For some people, it could be while you're having a discussion or talk with your partner, you are angry and you're like talking and you're like clapping in between everything that you're saying, or you're banging on things, banging on tables, you're throwing things to the wall. That's all aggressive communication. And the downside to this type of communication style is that people end up missing the message. You have a message that you want to communicate to someone. You want them to know how you feel. You want them to know what you need. You want them to know what you want. But because you're doing all these things, you're raising your voice or you're like throwing things or you're cussing, the message is just lost, right? Like some people literally shut down when you're doing all these things. And so they don't even hear what you're saying. And they're now just focused on how you're trying to deliver your message. And that's what they're trying to respond to. And essentially, depending on what the person is saying, who's being aggressive in the situation, it leads to people being defensive because they're trying to defend themselves from all this, I guess, aggressive behavior that you're showing. Or it could lead to someone just being afraid of you, being hurt by what you said, or being humiliated. Or if you wanted them to work with you on something, like it could actually lead to them being uncooperative in whatever you want them to do with you. And ultimately, it could lead to a loss of respect, right? Because they just know you as the person who always loses it. Like you're always just shouting, you're always losing it. You don't know how to communicate with people well. And so sometimes people don't even come and tell you things because they're just like, oh, this person, there'll just be a lot of overreaction that will come out of there. And in cases where an aggressive communicator is speaking to someone who's also an aggressive communicator, it could actually lead to people being in a fight, right? Because you're saying a whole lot of things and the other person is not afraid to fight you. And now here we go, WWE wrestling or Mortal Kombat.
Round one, fight.
Finish him, finish her.
Finish him, finish her.
Type of situations, So it's just good to try to find a style of communicating that is not aggressive so that your message essentially comes across and so that you can be an effective communicator. And for anyone who's listening who predominantly identifies themselves as an aggressive communicator, it might be helpful to either seek out therapy or seek out somebody who is closely related to you, who can tell you the truth as it is, right? Because sometimes you just need to face your demons and work through them. And hopefully when you work through them, or if it's with a therapist, if they give you mechanisms to kind of deal with it, you'll be able to more effectively communicate your needs and your wants with other people as well. That's it for me. Look out for the next episode, which is going to be a combo of passive and aggressive communication styles. Peace. Ndiwe